ABC 36 News starts now.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for News at Noon. I'm Doug High.
And I'm Lisa High.
Breaking news as the search for a new UK coach continues. Baylor head coach Scott Drew has passed on the offer to come to Kentucky.
After major speculation that Drew would be a very likely candidate and having his family visit Kentucky in Joe Kraft's private jet just yesterday, the Baylor coach has turned down the job offer.
ABC 36's sports director Jeff Picoro live for us at the Kraft Center to give us more details on this. Hey, Jeff.
Well, Scott Drew, we hardly knew you, right? Amazing. His family comes in. Here's the thing. He's got one in college and two in high school out there. They've lived their entire lives, the children I'm talking about here. They're in Waco, and I think it was just too much of him. He's a family guy, and as you all know, a happy wife and happy family makes for a happy dad, and he didn't want to split that up. So now you go to option, 3, 4, whatever it is. But I think now Mitch Barnhart, I would hate to be in his seat right now. It looks as though Danny Hurley is now the next target. We've heard Hurley say he's not going anywhere, but we haven't heard him say no to the University of Kentucky yet. So it's going to be interesting. And I talking to other people in the media and social media, it looks as though they are going to offer him the largest per year contract in the history of college sports. So it would be amazing. It's life altering. Yes, he makes a couple of $1 million at Connecticut, but Kentucky is opening the war chest for him. If he turns them down, where do you go? That is the big question on everyone's mind in Big Blue Nation.
The Kentucky men's basketball coaching job was the job. What is going on? Why do you think Drew turned this down, other than the family situation? Why have so many contenders taken themselves out of the running?
Well, that's a great question, Doug. And really, when you look at how college sports now is made up, it's totally different than it was 6 years ago, than it was 10, 20 years ago. There are still blue blood schools, which Kentucky is one of those. But with the addition now of NIL, where these players are being played, they're basically professional athletes, and the ability for them to transfer wherever they want to go on a whim. So Coach Cal said it last night, I don't have a team yet, but by the end of next week, he will, because he's going to sift through that portal, and he's going to bring some of the recruits, and he's going to bring some of the players from Kentucky, and they're eligible to play for him next year. So things have changed. The landscape has changed. You can go to any school. It's almost like there was a movie a couple of years ago, I think it was called The Program, where they bought players and brought them in and became a great team. You can do that now anywhere at any school. If you have a big enough war chest, you can bring the players in. And that's why Arkansas was so appealing to Coach Cal.
So, Jeff, the clock is ticking right now. What does this look like time-wise as far as expediting this offer to another coach?
Well, I know that when this whole thing broke a couple of days ago over the weekend, Mitch had a timeline that he wanted to have somebody by this weekend and have them out in the field next week because, as we've said many times, time is of the essence with the portal closing in May. You need to get out there. He needs to get in here, whoever the next coach is going to be, and talk to the recruits that were coming here. 6 recruits. 2 of them have already said they want out of their commitment to the University of Kentucky. That leaves 4. You're going to have players leaving the team. You already have 3 that have graduated. 3 more, have said they've entered the transfer portal. So you've got to get somebody in there as soon as possible to, in layman's terms, stop the bleeding. They have to get in here to start recruiting players through the portal and through the high school system to get back in here. So time is of the essence for Mitch Barnhart and the University of Kentucky. I think he's got today, and if he gets a no answer from Connecticut, he moves on. And that's what you have to do. But here's the other thing. I thought this was quite interesting. If you look at what Coach Cal has done over the last 5 years in the NCAA tournament, 1 win. Every coach we're talking about has got more wins than Cal in the tournament over the last 5 years. So it's not that big of a jump, but it's going to take a special person to come in here because it is such a huge job. And what I'm talking about is everything other than coaching that entails here at the University of Kentucky.
Broad shoulders for sure. A lot of pressure for this gig. Jeff, we appreciate your insight and expertise as ever. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, Jeff.